And now back to the live Masters coverage.
Are we on air?
Is your mic on?
Fine.
Dude, we're at the Golf Channel.
We are the Golf Channel.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I guess let me ask you this.
Yeah.
We're under 30.
Yeah. Well, for me, early 20s.
Regardless. What's a Viking cruise like?
Like most things, I will say it is what you make of it. I had a good idea that I would probably be the youngest person on this boat going into the trip, which I was completely right about. But I haven't had a bad time. The service here has been fantastic. The food's been wonderful, and it's very different than basically normal cruising. Because no, with this one, I think it's more of the destination than the journey. Because whenever like cruises in the Caribbean that we've done as kids, it was always what's going on the boat. Well, here is only so much. I mean, this one I feel like opens up to do a lot more things, a lot more interesting things, but it's just different.
Yeah. So, I mean, I agree with you. Like, I think very much destination focused. Like, they don't want the ship to be an amenity. So, I mean, the ship has no amenities. Obviously, this lounge is great. Food is fantastic. Like, food is wonderful. Drinks are fantastic.
Oh yeah.
But it's not aimed for someone like me.
No,
It's
no,
not
no,
catered to someone like me, and that's totally fine. Like the excursions have been fun. And I guess we don't have to talk about excursions yet unless you want to kind of cut over to excursions,
no.
because I
We're
think me and you pretty much agree that the food and bev is great. The
food and best
excursions are perfect if you're 55 and older.
correct. And well, I'll say this though: if you're like extremely extroverted, you could do all right on this boat. You would just be talking to some interesting people, and you have to like you'd be talking to a lot of people in walkers, which can be interesting because you get some wild stories from it.
Which is great. I mean, and obviously, like,
But no, you're right about excursions.
if you're an extrovert, you can do anything. But I
That's
mean, keeping it specific to
young people.
I'm under 30 years old.
Yeah.
Should I go on a Viking cruise? If you're not either with friends or if you like, I don't think you should go by yourself.
No, if you're married, go for it.
If you're married, go for
This
it.
would be a perfect trip. If I had a wife, perfect. I'd do it with her in a heartbeat.
Agreed. Especially
We're
if
not
I'm
married.
especially if I'm not travel savvy.
Yeah.
Like if I wasn't travel savvy and didn't feel comfortable going around Europe, this would be great if I was like newlywed or maybe you and one of your. I wouldn't do this with a guy friend.
No. No, people start turning their heads.
Well, not even that. I just like if I came here with Scott or Ben, for
Yeah.
example, like or Jack,
They'd hate it.
it would be a little. It wouldn't be as fun. I think we'd be better to go to a destination and venture out.
Yeah.
Likewise, like in a family setting, this is great.
Yeah.
And in a married setting, I think this is great. But I wouldn't do this with a guy friend.
No. But I will say this, though. I think Viking has done a phenomenal job.
Oh, and I agree.
No, Viking is fantastic. It's just all about how y'all. It's just.
Hey.
It's just. Yeah, it's really just all what you make of it.
Sure.
But. Here's a better question. Same scenario, what we just did, like basically family trip. Would you do it again?
In a family trip,
Also, that's delicious.
yes. Like I mean, I would do this again in a family trip setting. Sure. This has been. I mean, this is a great experience, and obviously, it's not quite over. I mean,
No.
we have what 2-3 days left. Like,
Well, by the time we're editing this,
and
we'll
I
be
know
able to
that.
play
I
it
know
back.
that. Yeah. So from a family standpoint, yeah, this is a great trip, and I would recommend it.
Yeah.
Just don't. I would not recommend this, however, to someone under 21. I mean, I would say you definitely need to.
I don't think they allow kids on the boat to begin with.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, talking about from the standpoint of a family trip.
Yeah.
If you had adult children, like your children, were 23, 26, and 35, great.
Yeah.
If your children are 18, 19, and 20, no.
No. Nah, your kids, the younger one in that family's got to be at least 26.
I mean, the youngest you'd want to realistically be on the ship, I'd say, is 25.
Yeah, because I mean,
And keep in mind, there's other brands that do river cruises that are not Viking
that is
that are
also true.
more. I mean, Viking is very much targeted for an older generation.
Yeah, older Americans that
Yeah,
older
obviously
Americans.
targeted at Americans, Australians, and some European. But I mean, it's predominantly targeted at Americans, Australians, Canadians, and so forth.
English speaking mostly.
Mm-hmm.
Trip is all though. Like everything with a trip though, really has been wonderful though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but you know what? I think really, I think we should just enjoy the trip from here though.
Well, continuing the conversation, are there any downsides with Viking? Like apart from, which I mean, obviously there's nothing crazy, but I mean, like from the standpoint of, obviously we've kind of established me and you were both pretty happy here, given that
Yeah,
on a family trip. But I mean, like,
price.
yeah,
No, price. I mean, it is.
it's expensive.
It is expensive, but then again, also you are getting what you're paying
You
for,
get what you pay for.
which because, like I was saying, service, fantastic, food, wonderful, drinks, incredible. Um, and
We're not the selected. I mean, I say this is kind of a downside. We're not the target demographic.
oh
so
no, absolutely not.
I mean, they adapt to us, but nothing is like aimed, derived, like targeted at us.
I completely agree. But you know, but I'll say this though: the crew though, I'll say adapt, dude. The crew love us.
Yeah, so I think that is one thing. Now maybe we didn't mention earlier, but one
The crew's
another
fantastic.
benefit is the crew.
Well, no, because the
The
crew,
ratio. So there's a 3 passenger to 1 crew member ratio.
yeah,
Like I think there's 100 guests and there's 50 crew.
yeah,
No, that's not right.
that's not right at
I think
all.
it's
But
100. Sorry, it's 120 crew, or there's 120
I'm not.
guests and there's 40 crew.
I am not doing that math. I'll be honest with you.
Whatever. There is a great crew to
Every,
passenger ratio.
but I'll ask you this though: have you met one crew member that didn't have a smile on their face, didn't seem to have like they had high morale, didn't you know? Every crew member I've seen, they honestly like they actually love what they do, which says a lot about the company.
I think so. And I mean, another nice thing about Viking too is their crew members do have a life outside of the ship. I mean, like with a lot of these, like
Yeah, one guy's walking by us right now, actually.
like their contracts for this ship are a lot shorter for
Yeah.
this company. I mean, like you go work in the Caribbean, you're on that ship for 8 months
Yeah.
without really any off time. We're here. They have designated off time every day, and they have days off even within a certain itinerary, which is
Incredible.
awesome.
No, like they can still have a life, and you know, but it does that keeps like morale high. And no, what's fun thing too is like the crew. A lot of the crew is about our age, and no, it's credible because they're all over the world. But no, day one, the stewardess was like, I was like, "Hey man, what's your name?" He told me his name, and I was like, "Bro," and it's just immediately just
and you've been friends with them all week since.
literally, I'm now friends with all the guys down there.
And that's really cool. Likewise, I mean the food staff, like
Oh yeah,
they've been great. If anyone from Viking is watching this,
you're doing a great job. Keep it up.
I'll
Seriously.
learn some last names, but Andre on this ship is awesome.
Yep.
Jeffrey, the maitre d' on this ship, is awesome.
Incredible.
Claudia, our room attendant,
and
is awesome.
Andre.
And then there's another room attendant, Andre, also on the first level of the Viking Euro.
Love them.
He's awesome.
The captain, total bro.
Stefan, he's awesome.
Stefan, he is incredible.
Pablo's awesome.
Yep.
Gunther's awesome. I mean,
You could, but here's the thing, you could do that with every single person on this
there's not a
boat.
staff member on the ship that hasn't like
Like,
blown me away.
I'm asking you, is could you name one crew member that I would say wasn't like bad, but was like almost like subpar? Like,
no, everyone's
couldn't name one.
So, anyone from Viking sees this,
Great job.
You're doing great.
Fantastic. I mean, they know what they're marketing to. They know what they're doing. It's just not us. This is not by any means, by the way. I do want to specify this. This is not by any means. We are not trashing Viking by any means. I think we should have made that clear at the
I
beginning.
don't think we've trashed Viking once. All we've said is that they have things that
That's
we
true.
don't like.
I would say is
Every
it.
company's gonna have something else.
Yeah, that's fair. But like someone's like going on like, I'm going to find something wrong with that. I don't like Viking to prove to not go. No. Like if you're over 30 or married, do Viking. It's great.
If you're not, then don't go.
If you're not, it might not be for you. But yeah, I'd do it again.
Would recommend.
Would recommend. As long as I'm married and over 30. Cheers. Hey. No. We're in Austria, so Prost.
Trust.
That whiskey sour is getting better and better, I
No,
swear.
they're so good. I need to crush another one.